every session you're leaving with a takeaway. So I have pages and pages of notes.
The quality has been top notch so far in my experience.
I love it. It's been super insightful, really great sessions around hot topics.
And I really enjoyed the sessions that you guys have, the variety, and then also getting to work with people in different industries.
There's so many things changing right now in the content marketing space. You can't just go to college and learn the things that you're learning here.
I love that it's a good place to find the trends and like what things are changing and what things we have to look forward to in this industry.
The content quality has been fantastic, and it's also mixed with a bit of fun and humor and energy and maybe some unexpected twists.
So one thing that's unique about content marketing world is that you get more than just information, but you also get inspiration, creativity, and ideas that you can implement when you walk away.
The way that you guys have put together the lineup and been really intentional about the diversification of that lineup, it shows in the content and the speakers that come year after year.
Each speaker you go to, you can relate to it in some way. They make it relatable no matter what industry you're in.
Having such a diverse set of industries is a really big deal in being able to drive growth and kind of knowledge sharing.
And the passion that the session leaders really have for their individual niches and really getting to learn from them and their excitement with sharing the information that they've got to give.
I think it's important to be at Content Marketing World. I feel like I've gotten a lot of value of actionable things that I can do and very insightful information I can take back to my team.
I think that there are very few conferences like this that have the depth or the level of content that you guys have.
This has been definitely a value add.
Hello everyone. Welcome. It's Amanda with the Content Marketing Institute. We're so happy you are joining us this afternoon for yet another episode of Live with CMI. And I'm joined as always by my colleague, JK. How is it going today, JK?
It is fantastic. Beautiful day here in lovely Cleveland, Ohio. Just really excited as the countdown is on for Content Marketing World. I say it every week. I watch your hype video, that beautiful hype video that you put together at the beginning of every show, and I get more and more excited. So, yeah.
I should know the number. I know. We're talking about all the work all the stuff we're working on here as we head into crunch time. So we'll have more on that in a little bit. But in the meantime, we're super excited for another great episode here. Today, we are talking about how earned media is back in the spotlight. It's always has always delivered brand awareness, reputation building, backlinks. Those goals haven't changed, but in the era of generative search, earned media has taken on a new and more fundamental role. It's how AI engines learn whether your brand is worth citing, right, JK?
Oh, that's so right. And today's guest will help us make sure that we're making the most of our earned media strategy in the new AI search landscape. So it's going to be a good one.
Yes, a good friend of ours joining us today. But before we get to all of that, as always, we want you to know that this live stream is brought to you by the Content Marketing Institute. And if you don't know, we are the leading training and education organization for all things content and marketing. So you can head on over to contentmarketinginstitute.com for tons of great resources over there, daily articles, digital events, research, etc. And as you join us today, please give us a virtual wave. Let us know where you are joining us from. We love to hear where you are across the world. Usually we have people from all over, and it always makes for a more engaging live stream when we hear from you. So as we go along, if you have a question or a comment for our guests, please feel free to drop it in the comments and we will try to get to it as best as we can. So if today you have any questions about earned media strategy, feel free to drop them in there. All right, today's guest. Earned media used to always be, it still is, an important part of our marketing and communication strategy. However, over the past decade, we've been hearing less and less about it as people have focused more on building their own media content. But now AI search is changing things up as those AI tools tend to cite those third-party coverage when answering buyers' questions. So we're once again going to put that spotlight back on earned media, JK.
That's right. And to get some advice on how to reinvigorate your earned media strategy, joining us is Michelle Garrett, B2B PR expert at Garrett Public Relations, author, and host of PR Explored. Welcome back to our friend Michelle. It's great seeing you.
It's so good to be here. Thank you, Amanda and JK, for having me today.
Yes, we love to have you, Michelle. We've had you on before talking about this topic, earned media, and because you have always been one of the biggest advocates of earned media, if anyone has followed you over the years. But as we all know, over the last few years, instead of focusing on that, brands have been, maybe focused more on building their own content and own media properties. So what are you seeing now? What's happening with earned media, AI search, and why is it suddenly back in the spotlight?
Well, it's kind of fun to see PR. Often people refer to media relations, earned media as PR. Of course, PR is more than that, but it's fun to kind of see it getting its time in the spotlight because, as you said, often it kind of gets pushed to the side. It's not as important. And while owned media is still very important as well, I think earned media is getting more attention because it's often cited in AI search. So we see, I think Muckrack ran a statistic like 82% of the links cited by AI are earned media. I know that there's probably some back and forth on that, and obviously the answers are changing all the time, the information, but yeah.
Yeah, well, that's interesting because how now it's back in the spotlight. It's always kind of been, there, but now with AI, kind of bringing it right back into the forefront. How does earned media build signals that help your brand get cited in AI answers? What advantages does it have over owned or branded content?
Well, it really provides third-party proof, credibility, and it backs up what the company is saying about itself. So that's powerful. But I will also say that you still need to publish content on your site and elsewhere like YouTube and so forth. I like to think about Peso, by Jenny Dietrich, really. She came up with Peso, which is paid, earned, shared, and owned media. And so that's often what I visualize because earned is important, but we need the owned to kind of be there almost first, I think, before we start doing media outreach to back up and, just be another way to, reinforce what the company is saying about itself.
Yeah. Well, okay. So, do we need to be a big brand for this to work? Or should we be chasing placements in the New York Times? Or is there a smarter approach to earned media strategy, for most B2B marketers?
Well, that's also a fun question for me because I work with B2B clients. And for years and years, obviously, I lived in Silicon Valley, worked with a lot of startups. We want to be in TechCrunch, we want to be in the Wall Street Journal, et cetera, et cetera. That's not a bad goal. And of course, you can put those on your media list. However, trade media is where your audience is probably going to be looking for information. And that's also, as it turns out, where, AI is going to be pulling from. So, I mean, my answer hasn't changed, but the scenario, I think now just backs up what some of us have probably been saying for a very long time, that trade pubs are it,
And that's your niche, depending on what it is, it's that's where you want to be the expert first, right? And then if you're building up your credibility there too, you're also then more likely to be noticed by the bigger publications, the New York Times, et cetera, et cetera.
Absolutely. That is absolutely correct. But for a long time, we had trouble with some clients getting them to come on board with that strategy. And it really does work. So, I mean, if you've been doing that, up to now, just keep doing that. And if you haven't been, now would be, a really good time to get started on that. So
have that been an easier conversation as the years have gone on, like to convince them like you should be focused on these niche these niche publications versus the New York Times? Have those conversations gotten easier over the years for you?
I mean, I think so. There are clients that understand that that's, I think that, again, some clients have understood that that's where their audience is, right? Others just think they don't really understand what PR is and what we do and how our media works, or, they don't really necessarily understand that. And they think PR is about like sending out a press release when we have a new product to announce or something like that. You certainly should do that, but that would be one very small piece of an overall ongoing, consistent, proactive PR program, and that's what you really need. And you do need to know where your audience is spending time, and you need to do research and figure out where that is. If it is the Wall Street Journal, cool. If it's, Manufacturing Today, that's that's probably more likely where it's gonna be, but
Sure. And just real quick to piggyback off that, I'm sorry, Amanda, but do you see a lot of these the niche audiences? Because it seemed like for a while, I don't want to say they disappeared or they weren't as considered as important, but that now, do you see a resurgence and a big kind of growth in the niche audiences, like the trade pubs are kind of gaining strength again, and they're especially like. The one thing that I've noticed is there's like a lot of forums, like these publications and these groups are holding forums that are bringing, some of these bigger names in the industries together. And I see a lot of content coming from that. So I just was wondering, do you see that from the PR side, like some of these smaller or, some of the more niche areas kind of resurging?
Yeah, well, it's interesting when you look at media overall, right? A lot of publications are closing up shop, laying off journalists, and so forth. But trade publications, I believe, now I'm not going to say this, I work a lot with manufacturing clients, for example. So what I'm seeing in that niche is that it feels pretty strong. And a lot of them have trade shows that have record attendance. I mean, whoever thought trade shows would come back as they have after COVID, So I think that's really a testament to that. And then also they have newsletters. So once you kind of build that relationship and get in front of the right people at the publication, they will plug you in. They have a podcast in some cases, they'll call on you for those things. So I think that's really important. And it really gives you a lot of bang for the buck too, because obviously you're not paying for earned media. That's why it's earned, but you are investing time and effort, and it does pay off if you stick with it over time.
Cool.
And you kind of touched on this a little bit, but how should our earned media and paid media work together? And does this shift, do you think, how marketers should be thinking about their content creation efforts? The mix, is it, just thinking about that peso motto, or what are your thoughts?
I mean, your website's still important, right? I just saw Rand Fishkin talking about this on LinkedIn, which was a really interesting video. But yeah, some people I think are kind of think, our site isn't important. Blogging isn't important. Of course, Andy Crestodina has a survey right now that you need to fill out if you have not. Blogging still matters. Your site still matters. So I feel like I've always been a big advocate of the content and PR teams working together. I feel like there is some overlap there. And, often like if the PR team is working on a customer case study, the content team could take that and create something for the site, and vice versa. If the content team has a research study and has data that they're publishing, PR can certainly run with that, and pitch that and do a lot of things with that. So I feel like both are really important and always have been. And again, you should be working in a collaborative effort together, and kind of leveraging each other's strengths, because I think that obviously, a lot of PR pros have a journalism degree. That's what I have, and have a background in writing and creating content, interviewing thought leadership executives and things like that. So I feel like both are important, and both need to be kind of playing together, working together.
So everyone should be focused on both. Again, right?
Right.
And going along with that, working together when we're talking about, a GEO strategy, as you said, PR comms usually is the earned media, and SEO marketing has usually been in charge of that. So with AI, with the earned media being cited in AI, how should companies approach this GEO strategy? Like, who do you think, does somebody own it, or is it like you're talking about more of this collaboration?
That's a really good question, and I think we're still trying to figure it out. I've had some discussion about that too, and today, if we give an answer, it'll probably be different tomorrow. So, I mean, I just feel like it is something obviously that we're gonna have to, again, kind of all be paying attention to, and I'm big on the teamwork, and again, paid, earned, shared, owned. I mean, whatever order you do those in. I'm usually owned, earned, shared, paid. I mean, we all kind of have a role to play in positioning the company, and we just want it to be echoing the same messages. So I think sometimes that's where the disconnect comes in. It's like, well, we've developed messaging over on the PR and comm side, but we don't see that being echoed throughout, content, or we don't see that being echoed on social media, or, so we just want it all to kind of, resonate and be cohesive.
Yeah. Well, okay, so let's chat a little bit about metrics. Now it's kind of changed. So traditional earned media metrics focused on impressions and reach, etc. But the goal now is AI visibility and citation. How should we be measuring earned media again? The success of earned media, and like what KPIs actually matter in 26?
Yeah, I mean, this is always a tough question because I feel like PR ladders up and is always part of a bigger, marketing effort. So sometimes with PR, I see things being measured that I don't think that is really what is the most important. Like, how many articles did you place in a quarter? How many pitches did you send out? That's never a good measure. How many press releases? I really feel like, and this answer really hasn't changed even with AI, I would say, because it always matters more than anything else, getting your articles published in publications that your audience is paying attention to. Where is your audience spending time? And often that is in B2B, at least, trade publications. So, I mean, I feel like it's really hard to measure what we do. I mean, I have one client that literally just goes on, the CEO walks into the trade show and everybody's coming up and saying, "Hey, we see you everywhere. We see you appearing here, there." And so, I mean, that's buzz, and that's almost the most important measurement to them. Is like, they want to be kind of known in the industry, and hopefully, if we're doing our job right, that's what's happening. So,
and that reflects, I think that's a huge deal these days. And now anyone can be a thought leader, right? An influencer, and
no. No,
I didn't say a good one. I just said they can be one.
Yes, they could call themselves one.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
We see that a lot.
That is true. Well, as we wrap up here today, Michelle, what is one thing you want marketers to take away about earned media here, now, in this moment in 2026?
I mean, if you've been sleeping on it, don't. Be consistent about earned media. I think it's something that you need to engage in consistently, proactively, and it's something to pay attention to over time, allocate budget and resources in that direction. It's not a one-off press release every 6 months when you have a product to announce. That's probably not going to get you the results that you really are looking for.
Not in search today. Not in the way search is right now, I guess. Right. That'll be different in a month, but.
Right.
Well, Michelle, thank you so much for taking the time. Where can people connect with you, learn more about what you do, etc.?
I mean, my website is michellegarrett.com. Of course, I'm active on LinkedIn, and I have a book, and I'm always writing and contributing. And I mean, search me up. I'm out there. So
yes. Follow her on LinkedIn. Like, she has been talking about earned media forever. So she's never not stopped talking about it, the importance of it. So go follow Michelle over there. So, well, thank you so much again, Michelle. Thank you to everyone out there who joined us today. And we appreciate it. So until next time, thanks, Michelle.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. Great seeing you.
Love to see Michelle.
Oh yeah, she's always a blast.
So as we were talking about Content Marketing World. So Michelle has spoken there many times. So we're counting down the days, which I feel bad how many days we have left. But every year at the conference, I sit down and talk to attendees, and I ask them a very important question. What's one word that you would use to describe Content Marketing World? And this is what they had to say last year.
What's one word to describe Content Marketing World?
One word?
Wow, that's a hard one.
Is amazing too simple? My word for Content Marketing World would be vibrant.
Energetic. Innovative.
Innovative.
Future-proofing.
Insightful.
Exuberant.
Like passionate.
Possibilities.
Never-ending learning. That's probably 2 words or 3.
Breadth. There's a breadth of things to do here.
Oh gosh. Maybe community?
Community.
Community-centric.
Family. Reunion.
Fun.
Orange.
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 Everybody says orange, but it is an orange vibe. It's very happy. It's very warm and welcoming.
Amazing.
Fun.
Cheers, it's Content Marketing World.
Orange, you glad you came to Content Marketing World?
We had to wait for the end there.
Oh, I smiled through that whole thing. I loved it.
So
Great
much
job.
fun.
That's
So if you want to come to Content Marketing World, right, JK?
That's right. You don't want to miss out on this, do you? Join us at Content Marketing World this October 5th through 7th in Denver. If you've been procrastinating on your registration, now is the time to do it. We are running our Dog Days of Summer sale this week. Head over to contentmarketingworld.com now to register and use the code DOGDAYS200 to save an extra $200 off your registration. And we hope to see you there. And trust me, you're not going to want to miss it. I was just out, as Amanda and I were speaking before the cameras went on, I was just out in Denver this time last week, doing a little site visit, taking in the town. And it is absolutely gorgeous. So much to do, so much fun, lots of shenanigans to be had.
We'll have dogs, right? We're having dogs too. So
the dogs are back. The dogs are back.
We actually have real dogs. So
yeah. And you know what? We were talking about this when we were on site, and I still brag about this. The fact that I think 2 or 3 dogs were adopted last year from our little dogs. What do we call it? That yappy hour, where you get to pet a puppy for a little while, and they're all up for adoption. And some beautiful little puppies got adopted and found new homes. We had a wonderful time. But I'm telling you, Amanda, I walked through the event space. I walked around. We're having a wonderful party at Coors Field. It's just going to be so cool. And and the view, come on, you're looking at the Rockies the whole time. You can't beat that.
Yeah. So you don't want to miss that. So let us know if you head out there. JK and I would love to meet up with you. So also, speaking of Content Marketing World, we will be doing a few more live streams here leading up to the event. So next month, look for more live streams for us as we give you a preview of what to expect at Content Marketing World. So stay tuned for those. But until then, JK and I will be busy getting ready for Content Marketing World, and we will hopefully see you there.
That's right.
Thanks,
Who needs sleep, right?
No, not till November or end of October. Yeah. All right. See you, everybody.
Take care.